Bunny, and today's Vlogoween is going to be about some of my favorite spooky / kind of horror movies. I've seen you guys ask for this a lot in the Vlogoween comments, so that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to pretend to be a film critic, but not really, because I'm just going to be like, I like it. So my most favorite of all time favorite horror movies, spooky movies, are Vincent Price movies. Probably my favorite one of all time. Has got to be one of the goofiest ones of all time. But it's called The Haunted Palace, and I don't even know if they show this on TV much, but you know, you can see if you can Netflix it or whatever. But he plays this, like, man dressed in all kinds of, like, I don't even know what time period it's supposed to be set in. I guess like the early 1900s, but he looks quite dashing, and he, I don't know, like turns into some kind of like mystical warlock. It's a lot of fun. You gotta watch it. There's fire and a lot of like screaming and internal torment. It's just loads of fun. However, I mentioned Vincent Price, House on Haunted Hill, William Castle in my I Heart Fall tag. So if you kind of like that spooky, like Vincent Price genre, you'll probably love any William Castle film. He directed a ton of those kind of like spooky horror movies. How many times have I said spooky in this video? Spooky. If you like stuff like that, you'll probably like any William Castle movie. He used to do all these kinds of like parlor tricks in the movie theaters whenever one of his new movies came out. Like he would have skeletons drop down from the roof of the theaters and all kinds of stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. He did what was the other one? I think he even did 13 Ghosts, which is another one on my list. And I'm not talking about the remake, because when they remake some of these classic horror movies, it really makes me angry, because they just turn them into like really kind of like sucky, kind of like borderline gory, nonsensical trash, in my opinion. 13 Ghosts, the original one, which I think came out in like 1964, it is so goofy. It is literally like so goofy, and I was just watching it on AMC last night because it just came on, but I even bought the DVD of this movie, okay, because I love it that much. But in the theater, it was like 3D, so you don't get the full effect. But I will tell you, there's like burning, flaming, screaming skeletons, and like the number 13, like in some kind of special effect-ish kind of way. It's fun. So the original 13 Ghosts is one of my favorite. I already said House on Haunted Hill. Oh, back to Vincent Price. Any of the Edgar Allan Poe movies are just great. I think probably my favorite Edgar Allan Poe, Vincent Price story would be Fall of the House of Usher, because that's just a really good story to read. It's also a good story to watch, and anything with Vincent Price is better. So some other awesome horror movies that are my favorite would be like, you know, the classic Alfred Hitchcock movies. I love The Birds. I fall asleep to that movie all the time. I don't know. It has some kind of like calming effect for me. I guess birds pecking people's eyes out is just puts me to sleep. Another one of my all-time favorites is Psycho. I think that that's pretty much just like a classic. Haven't they remade that movie like twice or something? I don't know. They're always just throwing Paris Hilton in there and just ruining everything. Oh my god, like loudest car ever driving around. Okay, it's gone now. Next favorite comes from the 80s, and I literally grew up watching this, which was maybe inappropriate. There is like cussing and other things in it, so if that kind of stuff offends you, don't watch this. But I love Creepshow 1 and 2. They're written by Stephen King. I love Stephen King. Stephen King is even in Creepshow 1 as a cameo, and I kind of have like, I don't know. I can't say it because there's a cuss word in it, but I kind of have an inside joke from Creepshow 1 from a Stephen King quote. But if you kind of like, it's kind of like really kind of like goofy gore, I guess. I mean, there is like some blood and some like disturbing stuff, but I think it's like so exaggerated. Like if you've seen Sweeney Todd where it's just like blood, like it's just so exaggerated that it's like funny to me. Just strange sense of humor. So Creepshow 1 and Creepshow 2 I know for a fact are on Netflix, so if you need some instantaneous spookiness in your life, spooky is like the new sassy. Sassy, spooky. Okay. Speaking of Stephen King, I have always been a huge fan of The Shining. It's pretty creepy. I don't know. Jack Nicholson, such a creep. I love him. In love with Jack Nicholson. So The Shining, Christine is really good. It has a really hot guy in it, at least in my opinion, like the main character. He's kind of hot. And awkward. That makes him more hot. And also the new one, which is still on Netflix, I think. That came on AMC, like, sometime earlier this year. I think it was like March or something, but Bag of Bones, and isn't Pierce Brosnan the one who's in that? That was such a good, like, TV, made for TV movie thing. I don't even know. It was so good. It was a two-parter when they showed it on TV, and I was just like I think I just sat there, just waiting for the second part. Like, it didn't move. I was just like, show me more. So it's really good, and now you can watch it on Netflix, and you don't have to wait, like, a day or a week or whatever they did. That was terrible. Okay, and last on my list, because this is getting kind of long-winded, I think, is a total classic silent film, but I swear it's one of my favorites, and that is Nosferatu. I think everyone in their life should be forced to watch Nosferatu, because it's just kind of, like, super impressive with the camera techniques, and it looks really spooky. So spooky. I don't know, it just looks really cool. I don't think the acting is that bad in it, even though, you know, it's kind of like that over dramatic. Like, if you've ever watched, like, you know, silent films, 20s and 30s. I don't think this is the 20s. I think this is 30s. I don't know. Anyway, silent film, really good. Nosferatu, classic vampire movie. It's great. And then if you like Nosferatu, or you like John Malkovich, which I am a big John Malkovich fan, you should definitely watch Shadow of the Vampire, which is about the making of Nosferatu. And Shadow of the Vampire is just one of my all-time favorite, like, movies. Like, not even a creepy movie, just all-time favorite. It's so good. It's kind of weird. It's just very, like, I guess stylized might be an appropriate word. It's a really good movie. And I love John Malkovich. He's such a good actor. I don't think he gets enough cred. People overlook him too much. Well, anyway, that is my list. I hope you guys enjoy some of these movies. I will type the list all in the info bar for you guys, in case. Sometimes I talk loudly and quickly. I don't know. I'm about to go get my hair dyed now, so yes, and I need it. So I love you guys, and I hope you enjoy my list of spookiness, and okay. I will see you guys later. Oh, is there mascara? Nope, just an awkward shadow of the vampire. Bye guys.